I want to talk to you about your health in general. More specifically, even though it covers virtually most or all health conditions, and that is really your diet and your heart for the most part. Heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes. And I've comprised a list of approximately 15 food items that you should remove from your diet. With that said, bear in mind, there are going to be some of you who won't do it, who will ignore the advice, who will say, I've been eating these things all my life and I seem to be okay. And you just continue on doing the same thing. I understand. Things that we have become attached to, we have developed a custom tradition or habit of consuming for so many years. It's hard for people to let things go. That's anything. Once a habit has been established, you become, in a sense, psychologically and emotionally bound to those things. But it does not mean that you can't stop doing it if you find it to be detrimental to your existence, particularly your health. So I'm going to give you approximately 15 items that you should remove from your diet. You be the best judge as to how, when, and in what amounts. If it takes you to wean yourself off of it over time, or if you can do it just all at the same time. Everyone is different. Number one is going to be restaurant soup. Restaurant soup is full of sodium, more sodium than the human body needs. We need to get rid of it. Number two is salt. Salt is essential in the human body, in that we do need the iodide that is in salt. The table salt that we have become accustomed to using is white salt. That's bleached, and it only has two chemicals in it, or two minerals: sodium, chloride. And those two minerals alone are very harmful to the human body. So what I'm saying in essence is that you don't get the necessary or the proper type of salt in your diet. The white salt can never do it by itself because it's detrimental by itself. Understand this. Many minerals need other minerals to make them work efficiently in the human body. So sodium chloride in just the white table salt is missing 80 plus more minerals. So that is why I suggest to you to use Himalayan sea salt or Celtic salt, spelled Celtic, Celtic. Those two salts are natural. They're mined from the ocean and from several places in the world, and they contain 90 plus minerals, essential or necessary minerals to the human body. Now, if I just said that they are essential, what does that mean? You can't live without them. Now, you might be living as I'm speaking to you, but you have a lot of conditions going on in your body health-wise that are degrading, and you don't even know that it's contributed to the fact that you are deficient in certain minerals. And usually most of them. And you won't find most minerals in the vegetation that we buy or the produce that you buy at the grocery store. Some things have to be done in supplement form because we have stripped the soil in a lot of places throughout the United States and even the world. Okay, I just wanted to throw that footnote in there. So salt, make sure it's the right salt, but take white salt out of your diet if you want to live. Number three, canned vegetables. If you're going to do vegetables, do them fresh, in this order: fresh, frozen, and canned goods absolutely last. If you do canned goods, because they're chocked full of sodium again, you want to rinse the water out of the vegetables and put some fresh water, pure water, into those vegetables. Okay? Number 4, tomato sauce. Many tomato sauces come in a can, but you will find tomato sauce also in jar. But understand that tomato sauce is full of sodium again as a preservative. We don't need that much sodium in the human body from day to day. Frozen meats, same thing, preservatives and sodium. Number 6, ketchup. That's a tomato product, right? Ketchup has what in it? Salt, sodium. Get rid of it. There are alternatives. Be creative. Number 7, beef jerky. Beef jerky is one type of food product that is truly full of salt. And that's your beef sticks, your pork sticks, your turkey sticks, all of those packaged sticks that you usually see at the checkout counter in the 7-Elevens and the Starvin' Marvins and the UDFs and places like that. They are full of salt. Okay? You notice that many of the items that I mentioned are full of salt or sodium. Coffee creamer, number 8. It has hydrogenized oil and it's high in cholesterol. It is a trans fat. That's not good. If you're going to put cream in your coffee, it's best to almond milk, coconut milk, some other organic type of cream, but definitely not the powdered traditional kind, hydrogenized oil based. Okay? Number 9, ice cream. We know ice cream is full of sugar. Who doesn't know that? Tastes good. I used to love me some strawberry ice cream, but I haven't had ice cream in years. Again, there are alternatives. Number 10, fried chicken. Now, did you know that the incidence of heart disease is greater in the South than it is in other places in the United States? There's a reason. They fry a lot of foods down south, in the South. Fried foods. And there's a higher incidence of heart attacks and strokes down there because of the fried food. You can figure that one out on your own now, can't you? So it's best, if you're going to have meat, particularly what I just mentioned, chicken, it's best to bake it. Okay? That was number 10. Number 11 is white rice. White rice is not natural rice. Brown rice is better. White rice is bleached. Has no nutrition in it whatsoever. It is just a staple. It is just something that we have customarily used throughout our lives. I grew up on white rice, and most of us have grown up on white rice. You go to Chinese restaurants, it's white rice for the most part. Your takeout restaurants, white rice. Alright? Brown rice should be your substitute. Real rice. Okay, number 12. Bacon and sausage. Now I know that this is going to rub some people the wrong way, but they contain nitrates. Are there nitrates naturally occurring in the human body? Yes, there are. But we don't need these preservatives, because they are not good for us. They are very unstable in the body. So your bacon, your sausage, your link sausages, any of these types of breakfast foods, not good for you at all. And while I'm mentioning these, don't forget the Mets and the hot dogs. They contain nitrates as well as a preservative. You know, meat doesn't stay on the shelf very long, so they have to keep it on the shelf by preserving it. And what do they put in it? A lot of sodium. Okay? If you want a heart attack, that's your candidate right there, consuming those. Alright, and here's one that's probably going to lead the list, and it's one of the most saturated fats in all of the foods that we eat and have been eating forever. And the one that I'm going to mention after it is in the same ballpark. That is none other than cheese. Did you know that when you eat cheese, you are asking, number one, for death? Cheese will kill you graveyard dead. We love the lasagna. We love the macaroni and cheese. We love the cheeseburgers and all of the grilled cheeses and all of the other things that contain cheese, because there's money in cheese. And food industries make billions off of dairy products. And cheese is right in that family. But we die as a result of the consumption of that. It's hard to get rid of that. It goes right into your body as fat. Cheese does. But it is one of the greatest addictions that Americans have in their diet is cheese. One of the greatest. And the next one running up right behind it is going to be pizza, which is number 14. Pizza contains what? Cheese. It's a staple. It's the foundation of the pizza. I don't care what kind of cheese it is still dangerous in the human body. And number 15, French fries. Now you know, potatoes are okay. They're good for you if you bake them, if you boil them. But if you bake them, you should bake them without the skins, because once the skin gets too done or overly cooked, it turns into a carcinogen, which can kill you. And some people like to eat the skin of potatoes. It is best to boil the potatoes. If you want the skin, boil them with the skin on them, or just peel the skin off if you don't want the skin and boil them that way. They're much healthier than they are baked with the skin. Understand that. And while I'm on that note, don't wrap them in aluminum foil and bake them in the oven either, because the aluminum foil, what? It begins to perspire or sweat, and the aluminum ions absorb into the potato. And guess what? You will be consuming a heavy metal that causes Parkinson's, and it causes other forms of dementia, such as Alzheimer's. It does. Now, I got through all 15 of these items, and I'm so happy, because this is my third take at this, because I had customers come in while I was doing the video, and I'm glad that I made it this far. I was just checking my notes. Make sure that you remove these items from your diet if you want to avoid having strokes and heart attacks. This is just a start right here. Now, someone asked the question and wants to ask the question even. What are we supposed to eat? We can't eat anything. I've been asked that before many times, not just a handful of times, many times. So what are we supposed to eat? Are you intelligent enough to make decisions? Then I guess you have to go on the journey. You need to start reading ingredients, but don't go too far from the garden. The majority of all of our diets should be overwhelmingly vegetation. Vegetables should be the number one thing. Vegetables, fruits, beans, legumes, and so forth, and your whole grains and meats should occupy the lesser of your diet. And by all means, make sure that you stay fully hydrated. Fresh water. Even if you don't like water, make yourself drink water. The average human being loses about 2 liters of water per day. You must put minimally 2 liters of water back into your body. And while you're losing that water, you're also losing electrolytes, which is also consistent of minerals. Replace those minerals, not with mineral water. It's simply not going to do it. The minerals come from the food that you eat, the vegetables and the fruits. Okay, so those are your electrolytes. If you want an alkaline water, get you a glass of water, clean water, pure water. Squeeze a lemon, a lime, or both. Now your water's alkaline. It's that simple. It's not that complicated. Be blessed and stay healthy. If you have any further questions concerning this video or any other subject for that matter, or anything that you want me to address within reason, please leave it in the comment section below. Yahweh loves you, and I love you forever.